That's it. Ready? Let's put him on the boxes. Let's put that team on the box.
Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Push him back. Push him back.
On 2nd and 9, Newton. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the gun, here's Newton. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 40.
Let's go.
On 1st down, it's Newton. And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. Tack McKinley made his way into the backfield.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Newton now to throw. And he's got the hook up to Moore. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
3rd and long, it's Newton. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Tack McKinley picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 16, 1st down Falcons.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Bring it.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Gets it off to Freeman. Not able to go anywhere that time. 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
That's going to be a long day. Watch out. Check 43. Hey, Tuesday.
Here's Ryan. Escaping the pressure right. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10.
56 is the mic. 56 is the mic.
From the shotgun, Ryan. It's caught. Jones. and he'll go out near midfield at the 49. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta. Two first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
Let's see what you got. Let's go.
Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Go.
Now Ryan. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It's a first down following a gain of 3. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Bravo! Check 56. I'm coming for you, sir.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So, second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So, if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game, too. Running the jet sweep with Ridley, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the 30-yard line.
Ready. 59. I'm going to come back to you. 51, Sam!
Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
You don't want to see me. You don't want me. 56, Mike.
Now it's Ryan. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, you only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12 from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10.
Hey, we got to get this stop. Gun.
This is McCaffrey. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with that have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team would say, hey, yeah, we called him the disruptor, and that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Now on 2nd and 13. Newton flush to his right. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now Newton. And that is incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Taken at about the 36. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already.
Ready, blue 80. Mike 59. Target. Got it. Switch. Go. Blue 80,
this is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
6 man.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Ryan. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. That one good for 26 and a 1st down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes, just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested.
And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Falcons push further out in front. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone.
Here we go.
Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all. And let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Really nice pick there for the reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week. And a good story on that, he said he didn't even know he won the award. His buddy had to call him. He saw it on television and said, hey, congratulations. How about that?
And I'll bet you his buddy said, well, since you didn't know, I'll just go ahead and claim the award, right? And everything that goes along with it. But the reason he won the award the previous week and what we just saw there, instincts. Understanding where the play is going and being able to make a play on the football.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at Panthers 21-yard line.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Watch the screen, watch the screen. 39. Go.
Ryan. This complete to Jones. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Of course, he's coming off that NFC Offensive Player of the Week performance. 2 scores in that game a week ago.
And how did he get them? Speed is one thing, but how about the niftiness in his route running, able to cross people up in the secondary and make sure that they can't quite get to him before the ball arrives. He's something after the catch as well.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Freeman. And he loses the football a second time.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Ryan dancing to his left. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, the defensive guys won't be real happy because there won't be a sack on this play because he did get back to the line of scrimmage. But what a job they did overall. Hemmed him in and gave him nowhere to go with the football.
Ito Smith, his first carry. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, we look at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the elusive, slippery guy. Couldn't get in there, though. Ryan keeps it on the sneak, and he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Matt Ryan with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Falcons push further out in front. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes our score 17-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Touchdown, Carolina! DJ Moore. His 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
Tackle made by Ole Miss's Marquise Haynes. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To throw is Ryan. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it, and he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown.
Now that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now on 2nd and 13, Ryan. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. K'Wan Short in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning.
You see me? They can't stop me out here. Sack, got him. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. Looking downfield for Jones. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. Trying to disrupt Julio Jones there, the intended target. A little too close, got the flag thrown.
I'm not sure anyone can cover Julio Jones one-on-one for very long without getting their share of pass interference calls. His size, his speed, his physicality makes it almost impossible to do.
Pull it high. Check. Ready to go.
On 1st down, Freeman. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Ready. Right 25. Coming.
Now it's Ryan. It's caught inside the 25. That goes for a gain of 31.
Well, you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there.
Ready.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Ryan. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Brian Burns able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Here's Ryan to throw. This one caught by Ridley.
That's a gain of 10. Makes it 3rd and 12.
And defensively, a dime look here. 6 DBs on 3rd and 12.
No surprise at all.
From the gun, it's Ryan. And that will be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but
And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.
20.
Now it's Newton. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. That late in the clock, 2nd quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
what you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Championships, baby. Take 4, take 4. Shoot. Sponge.
After the interception, here's Ryan. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Julio Jones. As the first half is winding down. And the Falcons push further out in front. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here. But I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all. Because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on the first down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw, I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12.
You ready? You ready? Mike's 56. Mike's 56.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
Check three, check three, check three. Kill, kill, kill. 51, sub. Ready to go.
From the gun, Ryan. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it.
Gun. 56.
On third down, Ryan. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to fourth down. So good coverage there defensively as it looks like they'll force a punt on this opening drive of the third.
Well, let's coach them up a little bit from right here in the booth. That's exactly what they needed to do. They need to start stringing together some stops, turning the ball over back to their offense, and trying to get back into this game.
Yeah, a couple scores down, but they can eat into that quickly with a nice drive here on the other side. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. From the 30 on second down, Newton. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him. Find him.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
What has not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete. But you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
And this will be taken at the 13. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Falcons will be taking over first and 10. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you can tend to play the field position game.
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Dontari Poe in on the stop.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
I got you, punk.
Now Ryan. Complete to Jones. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
Let's do this. Ready, blue 80. That's 25. It's game situation. Let's go. Blue 80, snap.
Ryan leads with Freeman on the draw. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 15 yards, 1st down, Atlanta.
First and 10 at the 40.
Ryan now, 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. Here's Ryan. He's going to look deep down the field. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Set the tone, defense. Let's go. Check, check. Check, check. General West.
They run, Devontae Freeman. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Luke Kuechly combines speed, intelligence, toughness, puts it all together. It makes plays like one we just saw there. He may not be a big-time blitzer, but, boy, he knows how to pursue straight ahead and make plays in the run game.
You ain't doing nothing today.
Hey, South. 56 is the mic.
We own them. We own them.
To throw on 3rd down, Ryan. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line.
Like how they've started the 3rd quarter here. They force a punt on the 1st drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Tack McKinley able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's going to get this up to the 24-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down.
Gun.
First down, Panthers.
Gun.
On first down, Newton. And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. That sack was by Isaiah Oliver from his cornerback position.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a third time. It's Desmond Trufant. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
Check three. Shit.
On first down, Ryan. Looking deep for Julio. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
When you're in man coverage, you have help over the top, you become a much more confident defender. Trail the receiver and know that someone over the top can make a play, and that's exactly what happened here. The free safety coming up with the interception.
And space opens a bit as he gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And down he'll go at the 25. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Second and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook. Go play action. Toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Now a first down throw for Newton. Wright's got it. No gain there on the completion. Second and 10.
No gain on the play. Second and 10.
And the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's second and 10.
With the score, Falcons 27, Panthers 14.
Watch one. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
Now Newton. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's third down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it.
Hey! Mike 27. Here we go.
The Panthers going for it on fourth. Newton. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10. Newton throwing again. That's to McCaffrey, complete. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther first down. Newton now 8 of 17 so far, so under 50%, but he's got a 1st and 10. To the air again, Newton. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Throwing again is Newton. Flushed out right. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
3rd and long, it's Newton. And he's got his target. That's more. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 38-yard line. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Newton on 1st down. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. It's Christian Covington who notches the sack there. A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12.
Check mark 27, check mark.
Here's Newton. Open man is Samuel, complete. Touchdown, Carolina. Curtis Samuel, his 1st touchdown of the new season, as his guys are back within a single score. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. The Falcons have it. Accelerating, and off he goes. He's at the 40, 20, 10, 5, and he dives into the end zone and gets the 2 points. Following the botch PAT, they're set to kick this one away.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
At the 27-yard line.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Ryan. And he gets this one to Ridley, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Ryan. This complete to Jones. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 14 yards there and a Falcon 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Freeman. And some room to run now. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Falcons push further out in front. Now Ryan leading the Falcons up to go for 2. They'll try and run with Freeman. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the two-point conversion to extend this lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready?
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. On 1st down, it's Newton. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
To throw again on 2nd down. Newton on the run. He'll let this go deep right side. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 11-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tap.
And the most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild. And at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. 4th quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. In for the sack, Deion Jones.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Flush to his right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog.
Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun.
Switch. Check, check, check. Check, check.
To throw is Ryan. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22.
7-yard gain.
Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
You gonna see me in your nightmare.
Ryan wants to throw it. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Again on 2nd and 10. It's Ryan. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons push further out in front. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Uses the spin. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge. And someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. He's going to let it fly. And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the...
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And he's going to go down as time has now run out on this game. Well, an interesting finish to this one. They get in the end zone at the end of the game. Then they went for 2